Well, we had a brief break from the rain today, but more rain is in the forecast. But just be patient. Be patient. Wait till you see the good stuff that's coming our way. I'll have your forecast straight ahead.
New relief for thousands of Michiganders who are fighting with the state's unemployment office. And new comments from Governor Whitmer on Michigan's abortion battle and why voters could have the final say. Plus, Megan Woods has this story.
Beaumont nurse is helping cancer patients while her own daughter is fighting the disease. Coming up, we show you who she says is helping her become an even better mother through all of this.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. Local 4 has been flooded with complaints from people forced to pay back pandemic unemployment. Well, now another round of forgiveness from the state. Michigan Unemployment Insurance Agency now says another 55,000 people won't have to pay back pandemic unemployment benefits that were improperly awarded to them. The amount of money involved this time is $431 million. To date, the UIA says it is already waived more than $4 billion in overpayment debt for more than 400,000 claimants. Governor Whitmer says no Michigander should have to pay anything back resulting from errors at the federal level. Breaking news from the Federal Reserve. It just raised its benchmark interest rate by a 0.5 percentage point. Now, we knew this was coming. It's part of the Fed's efforts to bring inflation down while trying to avoid pushing the country into a recession. The news of the decision just coming down as the markets were getting ready to close. You can see right now the Dow Jones up 932 points. Stocks rallied after Fed Chair Jerome Powell downplayed the likelihood of an even larger rate hike in the future. Police are investigating this afternoon a bizarre set of circumstances that led to a 4-year-old being shot. Right now, officers are serving a search warrant at this home in Taylor. That's where investigators say the shooting happened about 6 o'clock Tuesday night. They say the child's uncle was on the second floor of the home when a gun went off, hitting the child who was on the first floor. Now, initially, the mother reported the child was shot early this morning at another location in Detroit, but police say that was not true. We're told the child will make a full recovery. Taylor police have taken the lead on the investigation. The mother and uncle, they're facing possible charges. The weekly update from the state on the coronavirus shows another uptick in new cases. The state reports more than 18,000 new cases of COVID-19 in the past 17 days, about 4,500 more than last Wednesday. We lost 62 people from the virus over the same time period. Hospitalizations and case rates have increased for the 4th straight week. The state's 7-day positivity rate sits at 9.7%. Michigan is now a critical abortion battleground as it looks like the U.S. Supreme Court will overturn Roe versus Wade. A leaked draft opinion has given new urgency to every maneuver on both sides of the issue. Now, we did hear from Governor Whitmer today about her plans. Kimberly Gill joins us with the very latest. Kim.
Karen, good afternoon. Before we get to the governor, one new development today I wanted to mention comes from 7 Michigan prosecutors who have filed a brief supporting a lawsuit initiated by the governor. They're also urging the state Supreme Court to hear the case as soon as possible. Now, the governor is trying to have a 1931 abortion law declared unconstitutional. That legislation is known as a trigger law and would be enforced if and when Roe versus Wade is overturned. Several county prosecutors, including Michigan's Attorney General, say they would not pursue charges based on that law, but others could do so. We checked with the Michigan Supreme Court today, and no date has been set for when arguments might be heard. Governor Whitmer says there are 2 tracks that could preserve abortion rights in Michigan, and voters could play a big role.
The thing that I can do is to file this lawsuit and pursue it every step of the way. We also know that there is a ballot initiative that signatures are being collected for to amend our Constitution. This is an opportunity for us to take that action as well. We don't know which one ultimately could be successful. We think we've got a high possibility on both fronts, but we've got to pursue both fronts because this is a dire moment in our country.
Of course, if a constitutional amendment gets on the ballot, Right to Life forces will try to mobilize their voters to make sure it doesn't pass. Plus, prosecutors from Kent and Jackson County have asked Michigan's Supreme Court to throw out Whitmer's lawsuit. The U.S. Supreme Court isn't expected to issue its formal ruling until sometime late June or July. So we'll continue to follow this. A lot still to come on it for sure. Karen, we'll send it back to you.
All right, we'll see you at 5, Kim.
Sure.
Now, in the first forecast, sun has finally made a comeback. It looks like we are heading into a pleasant evening. Let's head over to meteorologist Paul Gross for the latest.
Yeah, hey, Karen, some of us had some sunshine today. Some of us stayed relatively cloudy, but man, just be patient. As I said a few minutes ago, just be patient. Right now, some of us actually did make it to 60 today. We have 60 in Livonia, 61 at City Airport, 62 over at Metro. South Zone is near 60, 59 Deerfield, 59 Dundee, 60 in Carlton and Monroe. And then in our West Zone, we have 57 in Ann Arbor, mid-50s here, Whitmore Lake, Milford, Howell, up to Flint. And then in our North Zone, now you see the influence from Lake Huron with that cold water. Now, it's colder. You can see only 47 right now in Deckerville, mid-50s inland. But that colder water actually kept you more stable today, and you had more sunshine than a lot of us here in the south. So this evening, hey, might have to cut that lawn for the first time today. Temperatures falling through the evening. We'll be in the 40s by midnight. Be back with some pretty good news for you coming up in just a few minutes, Karen.
All right, thank you, Paul. What's Vladimir Putin's next move? Well, the world is wondering if we might know more in 5 days. Right now, Russia is bombarding Ukrainian railroad stations and other supply line targets, trying to stop the arrival of military aid. Moscow says the West is, quote, stuffing Ukraine with weapons. In Mariupol, there is more heavy fighting at the steel plant, which is the final Ukrainian stronghold in that city. The European Union is considering a new plan to ban all oil imports from Russia, but admits getting a deal won't be easy. Finally, the world wondering what Putin will do on Victory Day, which is May 9th. Some say he could declare war on Ukraine or maybe declare victory. We'll see if that day is a turning point or perhaps the war keeps grinding on. As mothers, we juggle a lot, don't we? One mom of 2 is also a nurse at Beaumont in Royal Oak. And while she is taking care of her patients, her 12-year-old daughter is fighting cancer just a few rooms over. She says it's helped her become a better nurse. But as Megan Wood shows us, this experience has also shaped her journey as a mother.
We hear the saying often, it takes a village to raise a child. But for this mother and nurse, a lot of her village is inside this Rose Cancer Center.
I'm truly blessed. I mean, I think maybe God did put me in this spot knowing Ava was going to have this journey and that it was what would help her through it, or us through it.
Karen Javetsky takes care of pediatric cancer patients daily.
I really enjoyed taking care of the oncology patients. They just always held a special place in my heart.
Then, in 2019, her youngest daughter, Ava, was having severe migraines. Doctors eventually found and removed a cancerous tumor. The last 3 years have been busy.
She's had 3 craniotomies. She's had 3 reoccurrences. She's had inpatient chemotherapy. She's had radiation twice.
Ava,
how you doing? Good.
Now 12, is in good spirits, thanks to the new friends she's made, also known as Karen's colleagues.
One of my best friends took care of her. She was a midnight nurse, took care of her every night. And I actually felt like I could sleep at night and, you know, like not have to be hypervigilant.
Ann Binder is another one of those friends.
We all felt an extra sense of compassion and concern.
Even today, all of Karen's colleagues wore Team Ava gear to show their support.
Ava and all of our children are so special, and I just try to treat them as compassionately as I would want my own child treated.
Their care doesn't end with Ava.
We've done some things to kind of help Karen so that she is, you know, can stay in that parent role.
This Mother's Day, Karen is not only reflecting on her kids and her own mother, but the friends who have helped her separate work from family.
It's not always easy. It's not always easy, especially when I know what I know. But that's what I've done, and that's what their support has helped me to do, is be a mom to my child with cancer.
In Royal Oak, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
And to those friends, she says, thank you. She also says Ava's last CAT scan results were pointing into a positive direction. Still ahead here, first at 4, complaints about deceptive advertising lead to payback for millions of customers. We're going to talk about one company's multi-million-dollar settlement. Also, a new honor for Detroit's own Eminem. He's just done something on his first try that many other stars are still waiting to accomplish. And a criminal charge in the attack on comedian David Chappelle. Also, did you know Chris Rock was there at the time? His response to the mayhem.